Beloved saints, today's 5-minute message of redemptive history is about Abraham, from the genealogy according to the line of Seth, from the first book Genesis Genealogies. In Genesis 11 verse 26, it says that Abraham was the son born to Terah at the age of 70. First, Abraham received God's calling for the first time in Ur of the Chaldeans. When we look in Genesis chapter 11 verse 31 and Acts chapter 7 verses 2 to 4, it says that God appeared to Abraham when he was in Ur of the Chaldeans. God appeared as the God of glory, and he said to Abraham, "Depart from your country and your relatives and come into the land that I will show you." And so Abraham obeyed this word of God, and he left Ur of the Chaldeans, which was his home. He also left his relatives there. Everyone, what kind of region is Ur of the Chaldeans? Ur means light or fire. Scholars suggest that this name reflects the reverence and worship of fire during those times, which is further evidence that Abraham had lived during a highly idolatrous age. Ur of the Chaldeans was a place that served many idols. In fact, Abraham's relatives also participated in idolatry. And so that is why God appeared as God of glory to Abraham, saving Abraham from the sin of idolatry, commanding him to leave. Beloved saints, today, do we say we believe in God, but we have things that we love more than God? That is our idols. Money can be our idols. Pleasure or seeking pleasure can be our idols. What I pray is that we leave all of our idols behind and that we all push ahead to the promised land of God that he has prepared for us. I bless in the name of the Lord. Second, Abraham received God's calling for the second time in Haran. Abraham left Ur of the Chaldeans, the city of idols, and then he went to Haran under the guidance of God. Haran was one of the stopover for him, and it was one of the magnificent cities of Padan Aram, located in the northern region of Mesopotamia. However, the problem was that his father Terah saw Haran and was captivated by this place and did not want to leave anymore. He wanted to stay there permanently, and he did not want to go to the promised land of God. And so Abraham couldn't leave Haran because of his father, and he was delayed from heading over to the promised land because of his affection and attachment for his father. At that time, God appears to Abraham again, and this is in Genesis 12, verse 1. And God says, "Go forth from your country and from your relatives and from your father's house to the land which I will show you." Here, God's command includes leave your father's house. Abraham then makes a decision to break his attachment with his father for the will of God's redemptive history. And so Abraham obeyed the word of God, and when he was 75 years old, he followed the word of God, leaving Haran. And this is in Genesis 12, verse 4. Everyone, when Abraham was 75 years old, his father Terah was 145 years old. We see that from Genesis 11 verse 26, because it says Terah had Abraham at age 70. And we know from Genesis 11 verse 32 that Terah died at 205. And so we know that when Abraham left Haran, Terah was still alive, and he lived 60 more years in Haran. Abraham left Haran even though his father was alive in order to fulfill God's redemptive history. He broke away from his attachment and affection with his father, and he left Haran. Beloved saints, God called on Abraham twice, and Abraham left for the promised land. And the Bible testifies that this was because he had faith. In Hebrews 11 verse 8, it says, "By faith, Abraham, when he was called, obeyed by going out to a place which he was to receive for an inheritance. And he went out, not knowing where he was going." Everyone, Abraham left the land of idolatry by faith. he also broke away from his attachment to his physical father by faith. When we live our life today, let us have the grace to live by faith. Let us throw away the idols, which are the things that we love more than God. Let us break away our human attachments that block the will of God. And let us all push ahead towards the promised land of God, the kingdom of heaven. I bless in the name of the Lord.